Welcome back to the channel. Today we're counting down 5 amplifiers you'll regret buying in 2026. Amps that seem tempting at first, but might disappoint you once you look at performance, power, and real-world value. With so many newer and more capable options available now, it's important to know which models to avoid before you spend your money. So let's dive into the list and find out which amplifiers might not live up to the hype this year. Number 5, Blue Sound Power Node Gen 3. The Blue Sound Power Node Gen 3 is one of those amplifiers that looks incredibly attractive on paper. It's compact, modern, and designed for people who want a clean, minimal setup without multiple boxes everywhere. The Blue OS streaming platform is one of its biggest strengths. It's stable, supports high-resolution audio, and integrates easily with popular streaming services. For users who value convenience, wireless connectivity, and multi-room functionality, the Power Node absolutely makes sense. It delivers a clear, detailed sound signature with good separation and a tidy presentation, especially at moderate listening levels. For small to medium-sized rooms, paired with efficient speakers, it can be a very enjoyable and practical solution. However, when we talk about potential regret in 2026, it mostly comes down to expectations versus price. At its premium price point, some buyers expect a level of power and dynamic impact that rivals larger traditional integrated amplifiers. While the Power Node is rated well on paper, in real-world usage with more demanding speakers, it can feel slightly restrained in headroom and overall authority compared to similarly priced full-sized amps. It's not that it sounds bad, it actually sounds clean and refined. But if someone is upgrading purely for a stronger punch, bigger soundstage, or more analog warmth, they might feel it doesn't deliver that dramatic jump they were hoping for. Another factor is flexibility. Because it's an all-in-one streaming amplifier, you're somewhat locked into its ecosystem and feature set. Traditional separates or more powerful integrated amps sometimes offer more room to grow with external DACs or different sources. That said, for listeners who prioritize simplicity, streaming performance, and modern design over raw power, the Blue Sound Power Node Gen 3 remains a smart and elegant option. The regret only happens when expectations are mismatched, especially if someone is chasing big room performance from a compact, lifestyle-focused amplifier. Number 4, Denon PMA 600NE. The Denon PMA 600NE has been a solid staple in the integrated amplifier world for years, known for its warm sound signature, smooth musical delivery, and reliable build quality. Out of the box, it offers a comfortable listening experience with natural mids, rounded highs, and a controlled low end that makes vocals and instruments feel engaging without ever sounding harsh. Its built-in DAC is a huge bonus for those using digital sources, and the range of analog inputs gives you flexibility for turntables, CD players, or external streamers. For many listeners, especially those transitioning from basic receivers or budget amps, the PMA 600E feels like a tidy all-rounder that simply gets the job done in a satisfying way. However, when we look at the audio landscape of 2026, the way this amplifier fits into the market becomes a bit more complicated, and this is where some buyers might start to feel regret. The PMA 600NE sound, while pleasant, doesn't push boundaries or offer the headroom and power delivery that many modern setups demand today. Its rated output and dynamic control feel a little conservative compared to newer integrated amps that employ more efficient amplification topologies, with cleaner power and wider soundstage imaging. In smaller rooms with efficient speakers, you might not notice this as much, but once you pair it with more demanding speakers or larger listening spaces, the lack of punch and expanded dynamics can feel limiting. It's not that the amp performs poorly, it just doesn't stretch as far as many buyers expect for its price in 2026. Another area where the PMA 600NE feels less future-ready is connectivity. While it covers the basics well, it lacks the more advanced streaming integration, higher resolution wireless audio support, and wider digital input options that have become increasingly common even in mid-range amplifiers today. For listeners who rely on Bluetooth network streaming or want more flexible digital control, newer competitors provide more seamless ecosystem support and frequent firmware updates that keep performance evolving long after purchase. This doesn't mean the Denon PMA 600NE is a bad amplifier. Far from it. If you already own one and enjoy its warm musical sound, there's absolutely no reason to suddenly dislike it. But if you're buying fresh in 2026 with high expectations for performance per dollar, digital connectivity, and long-term value, there are alternatives that simply deliver more: stronger power, broader streaming support, and expanded listening flexibility. That's why the PMA 600E may end up on a regret buying in 2026 list. Not because it's poor, but because the market has evolved in ways that offer better value and features at similar price points. Number 3, Cambridge Audio EXA35. The Cambridge Audio EXA35 has been around for a long time, and many listeners appreciate its clean, transparent sound and classic British tuning. Out of the box, it delivers a neutral and musical presentation with smooth mids and clean highs that make vocals and acoustic instruments feel natural and non-fatiguing. Its analog-focused design and simple layout make it easy to set up with turntables, CD players, and basic digital sources without overwhelming features or complex menus. For enthusiasts who love straightforward hi-fi without unnecessary frills, the EXA35 still has its charm and can provide a satisfying listening experience in the right setup. However, in the context of 2026 and today's rapidly evolving amplifier landscape, the way the EXA35 fits into market has changed, and that's where some buyers might feel a touch of regret after purchasing. One of the big shifts in recent years has been the rise of integrated amplifiers that combine modern digital features with stronger power delivery and more refined internal components, all at competitive price points. While the EXA35's analog sound signature is pleasant, it lacks advanced digital integration, such as high-resolution streaming, upgraded DAC sections, or expanded wireless support that are becoming increasingly common, even in budget-friendly models. That means if you're building a modern stereo system in 2026 with digital sources, or streaming at the center of your setup, you might find yourself buying additional components just to keep up with your needs. Another aspect to consider is power and headroom. The EXA35 performs comfortably with efficient bookshelf speakers, but when paired with more demanding or larger speakers, its power delivery can feel modest compared to newer amplifiers that offer wider dynamic range and greater control across the frequency spectrum. It's not that the EXA35 sounds bad, it really doesn't. But when you compare it directly with more recent designs that deliver stronger punch, smoother low-end authority, and broader digital flexibility at a similar price point, the value proposition begins to shift. In other words, while the EXA35 remains pleasant and capable, many buyers in 2026 are discovering that they can get more power, more features, and more modern convenience from alternatives that make the EXA35 feel like a shorter-term choice rather than a future-proof one. That's why it ends up on this regret buying in 2026 list. Not as a failure, but as a model that's been surpassed by better value, more versatile options in today's crowded amplifier market. Number 2, Yamaha S301. The Yamaha S301 has long been a reliable entry-level integrated amplifier, known for its straightforward design, clean tonality, and classic Yamaha neutrality. Out of the box, it delivers a balanced sound with clear mids, controlled highs, and a tight bass that feels natural without artificial coloring. For listeners who enjoy a classic stereo experience with wired analog sources like turntables or CD players, the AS301 can still feel familiar and easygoing. Its simple layout and analog focus make it accessible for beginners or those who prefer traditional hi-fi setups without complicated menus or streaming features. In smaller rooms and paired with efficient speakers, it even holds up remarkably well for casual listening sessions. However, when we consider the 2026 amplifier landscape, the way the AS301 fits into today's market has shifted. And that brings us to why some buyers might end up feeling a bit of regret after purchasing it now. One of the biggest changes in recent years has been the rapid rise of integrated amplifiers that combine both analog clarity and modern digital versatility, including high-resolution streaming, upgraded DAC sections, and better connectivity. Features that the AS301 doesn't offer in its original form. While its analog sound signature is neutral and clean, the lack of advanced digital inputs and modern streaming convenience means many buyers need to add extra components, increasing complexity and cost rather than simplifying their hi-fi setup. Another factor that has become more noticeable in 2026 is power delivery and dynamic headroom. The S301 was designed for efficient bookshelf speakers and modest listening volumes, but when paired with more demanding or larger speakers, it can begin to feel constrained. Newer amplifiers in the same price range now provide stronger wattage, tighter dynamic control, and broader soundstage presence, giving music more authority and impact. Areas where the AS301 performance can feel comparatively limited. It's not that the AS301 sounds bad, not at all. But when directly compared to more recent designs that pack more power, feature-rich connectivity, and smoother digital integration, its overall value proposition becomes less compelling for a fresh purchase in 2026. So while the Yamaha AS301 remains a capable and pleasant amplifier that many listeners still enjoy, those buying new today might find that their money goes further with a more modern alternative. That's why the AS301 may appear on our regret buying in 2026 list. Not because it fails, but because the market has evolved and stronger, more versatile options now exist within the same price category. Number 1, Sony STR DH190. The Sony STR DH190 has been one of the most recommended starter stereo receivers for years, largely because of its clean sound, simple design, and Bluetooth streaming convenience. Right out of the box, it delivers a smooth and pleasant sound, warm mids, controlled highs, and a relaxed presentation that's comfortable for a wide range of music genres. Its built-in turntable support and straightforward layout make it a great pick for beginners or casual listeners who just want to plug in their sources and enjoy music without fuss. For small rooms and easy listening sessions, this amplifier can certainly serve you well. However, when we look at the amplifier landscape of 2026, the Sony STR DH190 starts to feel like a model that hasn't kept up with where the market is headed, and that's where some buyers may feel a bit of regret after purchasing it today. The main issue isn't that it sounds bad, far from it, but rather that modern competitors are offering more powerful, more versatile, and more future-ready alternatives for similar prices. Many newer integrated amplifiers now come with upgraded DAC sections, stronger power delivery, advanced streaming platforms, and broader connectivity options. Features the STR DH190 simply doesn't have. In a world where digital sources and network audio are becoming dominant, this limitation starts to feel more significant. Another thing that becomes apparent is power headroom and control. While the STR DH190 handles efficient bookshelf speakers smoothly, it can struggle to deliver the same authority and dynamic impact when paired with less efficient or larger speakers, especially at higher volumes. Meanwhile, many newer designs in 2026 provide tighter bass control, wider soundstage imaging, and higher usable output without distortion, giving them a stronger presence in bigger rooms. The Bluetooth support in the STR DH190 is convenient, but the codecs and wireless performance lag behind newer models that offer better wireless quality and stability. So while the Sony STR DH190 remains a decent and enjoyable amplifier for beginners or simple setups, those buying fresh in 2026 with expectations for versatility, power, and future-proof features may find their money goes further with newer alternatives. That's why the STR DH190 may end up on our regret buying in 2026 list. Not because it fails, but because stronger, more feature-rich options now exist within the same price range. And that wraps up our list of 5 amplifiers you might regret buying in 2026. Remember, this isn't about hating on any brand. It's about making smarter buying decisions and getting the best value for your money. The audio market is evolving fast, and sometimes newer options simply offer more performance, better features, and stronger long-term value. If you found this helpful, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and let me know in the comments, which amplifier do you think is the most overrated right now? I'll see you in the next one. And until then, choose your gear wisely.